You are looking at the TFDi MD-11 in this classic, almost livery, fresh out of the MD-11F transition. We have this FedEx MD-11 that just came out of, or just came from American Airlines, and in a very fun little livery. We're gonna, you know what? It is May 1st is when I'm taping this, May 1st, 2026, and we are declaring this Mad Dog May here at Classic Jet Sim Pilot because it is the month that FedEx says they are going to return the MD-11 back into service, and I can't think of a better way to pay tribute to that event by kicking May off with a look back into the classic history of this aircraft with FedEx, and flying between two of their most storied hubs, which is we'll be flying out of Memphis today and heading up to Anchorage, Alaska. Should be a good one. TFDi did a wonderful job with this airplane. And hey, listen, stay tuned because I've got to give away this dream. TFDi was just absolutely gracious enough to allow me to award a copy of the TFDi MD-11, your choice of either the passenger or the freight variant, to someone who, to one of my viewers. And thank you, TFDi, for doing that. It'll be a lot of fun, and again, a great way to kick off just a mini celebration of the return to service of this iconic aircraft to service with FedEx. So I know those of you that are fans of the airplane will be fun to see it back in the air, and hopefully the airworthiness directive has been solved, and we see a few more years of service of the trijet, the mega trijet. We got a lot of cool trijet options in the sim right now, and I think TFDi's is by far the most complete and best representation right now. Of course, you know, the other one of them is kind of new, so I'm sure that will reach wonderful levels of completion as well. And I mean, all three are fun aircraft. There's no doubt about it. But TFDi has done a marvelous job with this MD-11, so we're happy to be able to feature it today, and a few previous streams too. We've had it a little while, but hey. So stay tuned. More specific instructions about the contest to be coming up later in the stream, and enter how to enter and everything will be coming up. So pay attention, and we'll get down to it. And once we get in the air, we'll talk about that a little more. But ain't nothing to it but to do it. I just want to take a look at this. It's a really fun livery. It's on flightsim.to. And clearly you can see the American Airlines, the former logo, that label that used to be up here. We've got the little FedEx, operated by FedEx. The luxury liner label. Got a little bit of current FedEx here on this back aft cowling of the number 2 engine. It's a fun livery. I got the windows blocked off except for 2. Do I have views set up at both? I do. Yeah. That's fun. That is fun. Pretty interesting. Anyway, yeah, let's get into it. It's almost a 7-hour flight up to Anchorage today, so we will get that loaded up. We'll set the payload and fuel. We got it. We'll take a look at the OFP. Let's see if there's anything interesting in store for us today. Memphis to Anchorage, MD-11 597 Fox Echo, 1st of May 2026. Cost index of 50. Looks good. We are planning to have... We're going to start off at 320 and then climb up to 360, so we'll keep that in mind for the step climbs. Looks like about 150,000 pounds of fuel today. Let's make sure our options are set up to Imperial, Celsius, hidden, no pause, normal, enabled, Looks good. Systems. I just want to make sure because this is my first time flying with this livery. I like automatic anti-ice enabled just because sometimes the sim. Although I will say too, this is the first day I'm flying with SU5, so maybe the icing detection has been different. It seemed to detect icing in odd situations, so I just throw it on enabled. RCWS tape displayed, single queue is disabled, that's fine. Track standard radio altitude behavior is good. Weight and balance system is installed. Gear light type is new. Let's save that. Cause system tests. Voice and tone. 2500 I like. 1000 I like. 500. I do not like the 200 call out because that interferes with minimums. Perf. We are disabled and disabled. That's good. Comms, we've got behavior. Realistic cap and FO. Realistic parking brake. We can sync the minimums. That's good. Show the physical throttle position. Scroll acceleration, cabin shades, light behavior. All right, I think we're good to go. Okay, back to the OFP. 150,000 pounds of fuel or so. How's the weather look? We've got our route. We'll double check that. Weather's going to be down past the log. And then the performance. So, here we are. We've got a Signet Juliet. Turbulence. Severe. 280-380, we'll keep an eye on that. Memphis, corrected surface observation 10 miles, 19,000. Broken 12 and 6, 3001. Actually, you know what? While we're doing that, let's let the plane get all batteries up. Fuel switches are off. Switching my label on my Honeycomb Bravo so we have the proper controls up. Oh, and you know what I did not do that we need to do? Because I assume they didn't do anything clever here. Yep. MD11. Save and back. Resume. There we go. Throttles are closed. Switches, fuel control switches are off. Wipers are off. Let's bring on the external power.
Autopilot.
Get the navs aligning. Nav lights on. And what we'll do is we will MD11F CF6s 13 May. We're good to go. Flight plan init. We will send the flight plan to the FMC. We'll double check that in a bit, but we can get the IRS aligning. And we'll do the rest in a bit. Let's go back to the flight plan here. We'll check it out. Good weather in Memphis here. Calm winds. At Anchorage. Let's see, what time is it now? It is about 1200 Z, so about 1800 Z. From the first 1800 winds out of the northwest, 6 miles, better than 6 miles. Showers in the vicinity, 6,000 overcast. And so really not bad weather, 5,000 overcast. And yeah, all right, cool. Wind shear, 2,000 feet, 120 at 25, and the wind on the, so we could have some turbulence. We could have some wind shear. We might want to be prepared to do a go-around. So as we look at our fuel, they did build in the 5% here, which I typically don't do, plus the 10% from FARs. So really, we have 115. We have about 35,000 pounds of fuel extra. Or 32,000 pounds, which is, that's right, 32,000 pounds. That's like an extra hour. So I think we're actually good. We'll just make it an even 150,000 pounds of fuel, and I think that'll work just fine. So if we go to fuel, oh, I've already loaded it. I can't change it. Well, that's fine. I'm happy with the fuel. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, that was interesting. Payload. Set payload and fuel. Okay, that'll work. 168,000 pounds of freight, 149,000 pounds of fuel. Okay, that's fine. I could have added it all in. But let's get the overhead set up and we will get the flock out of here. We'll do the fire test. The lights up top. All the notifications in the EAD and the 3 lights down below.
Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire.
Excellent. Test it. Put this in medium. We can also start the loading of the aircraft. I guess we should do that. That may take a bit. Check the services. We got the GPU connected. We got the wheel chocks set. And all the other doors should open up as we need it. So excellent. No lights there. We'll come up top. We'll start the hydraulic system test. We've got everything on, so we can put the emergency power into ARM. All the other lights are expected. APU is running. Let's let the temperature down just a hair. We'll do the quantity test. 18.8 and then 10.5 across, and then 52.4 on the systems display. There it is. We'll come across here. Lights are off. Dome lights are off. We can turn up the panel lights just to make sure we can see everything. Emergency lights will go to ARM. We'll do the emergency light test. We'll hit the button. We'll look for the message. There goes the door. Emergency light test pass. Very good. No smoking sign comes on. Seatbelt sign will stay off. Nav lights are on. Logo lights are off. Reset the calls. No, we don't expect to. Shouldn't have been any.
Glide slope. Pull up. Pull up.
All right, I am just filing my flight plan with FATSIM. And we will log in with FATSIM. We are FedEx-19. And we are an MD-11. KLJR. Is our cell call if anybody needs us. Boom, we're in. And there it comes. Okay, excellent. We did our chip whiz test. We've got no lights. The flight control system is in auto. Pressurization is set. Engine anti-ice, windshield anti-ice. Should have norm in the middle. The other two spots, switches are on. Annunciator light tests.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Look good.
Overspeed.
Looks good across there.
Overspeed.
We'll look for the air test.
Overspeed.
EAD, there it is.
Overspeed.
Here. So now the air test is running. We can reset the fuel used and reset the engine max pointers as we are ready to go. 30. What was our weather again? I forgot the altimeter setting already. Let's bring up the Navigraph for this. Unload, import from SimBrief. We'll bring up Anchorage, let it load up, and we'll double check the Memphis weather here. ATIS, real, we're good with that. 3001, and the 3 6s are 2 7s. We'll probably use 2 7. No wind, so that's good. 3001. 3001 left, 3001 center, we'll align the standby attitude indicator there. Coming across the top, we are in inches, we are in magnetic, we are in IAS, we are in heading mode, as opposed to track, we are in feet, and we are in vertical speed. I like traffic, data, airport, and that is set up for now. Coming across the bottom, go ahead and set the brakes. So the pressure dropping the accumulator a little bit.
Stabilizer. Flap. Flat. Brakes. Stabilizer. Stabilizer.
Excellent. Flaps are up, match the position. Switches are off. Let's see here. Memphis. Is 1970. You think I'd have that memorized right now. 1907. There we go. 1 and 2 are up. We can set 2 to 122.8. For those that do not understand the CCAF system, 21.5. There we go. 1 and 2 are up. Interphone is on. Well, we don't really need it because we don't have a cabin crew. All right. We are to squawk 7631 for our flight up today. Turn that on. Today is an odd day. Well, it's May 1st. So we'll leave it there.
TCAS test.
Do the TCAS test.
TCAS test pass.
Excellent. And on transponder right now. 00. Everything else is the way we want it. Let's open the cockpit door. They can bring us the paperwork. And I think we are ready, other than the determine the flight management system through a CDU. Okay, alternate. I like to put 0 in alternate, that way we fill it in and we're not locked in. We can put in the alternate field the way we want it. FedEx 19. And bring up the OFP. A little easier than looking over at the clipboard. 320-340-360. 320-340-360. Temperature is 2 degrees colder, and the headwind is a -2. So -46 slash headwind of 2. Headwind of 34, what am I saying? Go there. Cost index of 20. Looks good. Memphis to Anchorage. Okay. We'll plan on runway 27. Alright, 27, Jetty 5, O-date. So I'm really excited to do this giveaway. It's my first giveaway. Jetty 5, O-date, 27, insert. The arrival, the winds will be out of the north, so my guess is we'll be landing on runway 33. So let's take a look at the arrivals. So out of ELAM 5, yeah, that looks like it'll make sense. So do the ELAM 5. Planning the RNAV to 33. Let me just check one. Oh no, I got 33. Is runway, is the RNAV? I don't remember. Let's see if there's a better way to get to 33. So we'll look at the other one is the Yeska 6. So let's plan on that. So we'll do the Yeska 6. Johnston Point. And then at some point we'll transition over to Hopper for the RNAV. I want to look at, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I want to look at that approach real quick. So let's look at the RNAV approach. Runway 33. Yeah, this is an interesting approach. So Hopper at 8, it's because of the terrain. Sioux line, and then you do a circle to runway 33, and that's kind of fun. Yeah, alright. Let's do that. There we go. So, RNAV 33. Jessica 6. Johnson Point. 463. Insert. Alright. Copy the active. Did it take that? It didn't. Try that again. Star. RNAV 33. I thought I hit the insert button. I hit it. RNAV 33. Jessica 6. That's fine. Huh. It's not giving me. Oh, there we go. Oh, it took me right to Herky. Oh, that's fine too. If I can get to Herky. I see what it's doing. Okay. Yeah, it's sort of an odd because it's taking me to TED. I wonder. I go to here. I go to. I could go to Zyron theoretically. It gives me the more complete approach. Johnstown, Jessica, Ted, out to Zyron. Yeah, let's do that. All right, that works better. So now I'm going to Ted here. Here, let me look at it like this. And it's probably not how we're going to fly it. So the arrival takes us right to the Ted Stevens VOR, the Anchorage VOR. Right? So what the computer is having issues with, right, is there's a few, I didn't have the proper, I had the initial fix it defaults to, which is out here. So, and actually, and the reason why you plan it this way is in case you lose radio communication, it just makes for a more organized approach, because we come into the Anchorage VOR, and now it's a much easier transition from here out to Zyron, and then do the turn back in. In real life, what will probably happen is during this descent, especially once, or we'll get vectored out to Hoper, but we may just go ahead and fly it because it may be fun to do the circle, or we'll take a direct. We'll come out here and we'll take a direct to Herky, and we'll go through the notes when we get closer. But we should be. We do have authorization. I have authorized us, so that's what we'll do. All right, sounds good. Second flight plan. Let's resave this. Copy the active. There's no radios to worry about. Let's look at the speed page. We have 149 for fuel on board. Our zero fuel weight, 424.9. We'll call it 425.0. That should give us our takeoff gross weight of 573,000 pounds. We'll put in the CGs. We'll let it figure that out. Now let's look at the weights here. Let's go back to the OFP. Right? So we are looking at an alternate of 7.9. You can put that in. Our trip time, our taxi is 1.3 at Memphis, although it won't be quite that heavy. Route reserve, we do have 5% built in. Alternate 7.9. Final time is 6.8. And that gives us a ton of extra time. And actually at final, no, we're good to go. So we are good. RI, we can go to performance. And with that, we can look at here, Memphis, runway 27. We'll get the weather information. -4, 1 knot. Reset that here. Not a fan. Take off. -0.4, 1 knot. Headwind, or temperature is 12 degrees C. $573, is that our takeoff weight estimated? And we're not going to burn that much fuel, so I may go to 574. That's, I don't think we'll burn 1,300 pounds of fuel, but we should still be good. So if I go to 574, well, let's go 573. 573. Let's do that. Flex, optimum. Oh, we got to take the calculator. 500. Calculate. 59, 66, 74 with a flex of 28. So let's do that. Flex of 28. Flaps of 25. 66, 74. 59, 66, 74. Fixes view. 59 goes here. 66, 74. We are confirmed. 29, 28. Yeah. And flaps 25. So. That is our max flap setting for takeoff. And we've got a trim of 9.6, so quite a bit of nose up trim. Alright, FMS is programmed. I think we are ready to go. We are long since loaded. Let's do the checklist. Do the before start. Aircraft log is reviewed. Fuel quantity 149.4 against our dispatch. Of 149.4. While we're doing this, let's get the AP running too. Start that up. Oxygen's been checked. Pressure is normal. IRSs should be aligned by now. We'll wait. Listen to the AP start up. Excellent. Alright, reference. Position ref. Nav. Looks like we're good. IRU 1, 2, and 3 are in nav. So the IRSs are aligned. Altimeters 3001, set left and center. Turn up the screens a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's hard to fix up. We'll worry about that in a second. Status page is checked. Nothing we don't expect to see. Takeoff warning's been checked. Radar is off. Oh, I need to, you know what? I think, oh, I got it there. I had something set up. Okay. Excellent. Customs forms are done. Aux pump is on. No, not that. Not this quick spot. Or not that quick spot. Aux pump is on. Takeoff data has been briefed. Takeoff parking brake is set. Windows are closed. Doors are closed. Beacon is coming on, and then ignition. We can go to a excellent. We are ready for push and start. No controllers online. Let's prepare for our departure. Before start, checklist is complete. Memphis traffic, FedEx 19 Heavy are going to be pushing back, stand 462.
Ready for pushback.
You know what I probably should do is services.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Let's disconnect. Remove. Put this back in performance. Excellent. Some aircon going. And sequence signs. Okie dokie.
Locking gear.
Any day now. Giveaway coming up. Details to follow. We'll talk about the contest during cruise. Also, before we push back, today's flight is brought to you by FedEx-virtual, a Fusion Virtual Airlines Alliance airline. We're going to 27, which means we are going to want to push back with our nose to the right, facing east on Victor.
Release parking brakes.
Brakes are released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Here we go. Alright, we will turn number 3. Got good air. Turning 3. There's N2. Got N1 rotation. Here comes the fuel. UGT. Pressure. Watching for that hot start. Watching for the hung start. Was the peak. Looks good.
Set parking brakes.
Let's turn 1. start. Look for our signal in here. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. 32. And 2. There's the fuel light off. There we go. Looks like we got 3 successful starts. So we will bring down the APU. Fuel is all set up. Lights are configured on the speed brakes. Set the flaps. RTO. We'll check our systems. Hydraulics look good. Electrics look good. The 3 generators are up and running. TRs are TRing. Air looks good. Everybody's producing pneumatic pressure. Fuel is set. 1,000 pounds. Going to config test and control check. Got 3 green there. 3 green there. 2. And 2. 1. 1. Trim will be set to 9.6. Excellent. After start checklist, please. Anti-ice is off. APU is off. Electrical panels checked. Hydraulics and air is checked. Before takeoff, flaps 25. Required 25 set. 25 indicated. Spoilers are armed. Flight controls are checked. Trim 009.6. Briefing runway 27. We already talked about it. Seatbelts are on. V-speeds are checked. EAD is checked. We just need to release the brakes. Radar is off. Flight control panel up to 3-2. Oh, this is not. Stand by. We are in MD11. So I'm just getting my wing FCU to run here. Had no power running to it, so we can also set it up here. Going up 32,000 feet. actually. Our nav and prof. So there we go. I wonder why my FCU does not seem to want to play nice. Let me reload. I use MobiFlight. SPAD for my controls, MobiFlight just because there were more profiles set up, so I've been using MobiFlight for my Windwing stuff. There we go. 32, 250 on the speed. The heading will be 270. And there we go. All right. Nav is arm, prof is arm. So the FCU is set. Here we go. Using Windwing for the hardware. Using the really good Flight Sim Factory MD-11 kit for the Honeycomb Bravo controls. And flying, of course, today with FedEx-virtual. Link is on my YouTube page. If you like flying FedEx, highly recommend the Fusion Virtual Airline Alliance and specifically the FedEx-virtual. But the nice thing about the Alliance is you have one, sort of one leadership team. Well, I'm sure they'd cringe at me calling it a leadership team, but one group of admins, and we have 7, coming soon, 8 virtual airlines as part of the Alliance. Sprint, American, Spirit, American, United, FedEx, the one that's special to my heart, which is the Piedmont virtual airline group, which really encompasses more than just Piedmont. And we're talking about historic Piedmont because that's what it specializes in, is niche old carriers and some not so niche old carriers like Pan Am, Piedmont, but some fun little ones too, like Skybus, Ward Air in Canada. Anyway, lots of fun stuff over there. Highly recommend. Check them out. Really good group on Discord. Always willing to help.
Memphis traffic, Skywest 3668, taxi and hold for 367 via Juliet and Romeo, Memphis.
And at Memphis FedEx 19, we're taxiing runway 27. Alrighty. So, once again, before takeoff, just make sure to miss anything. Flaps, 25 required, 25 set, 25 indicated. Spoilers are armed. Flight controls are checked. Trim 009.6. Nose up. Briefing's completed. Seatbelts are on. V-speeds are checked. EAD is checked. Got the green box. Radar is off. FCP is set. Lights to go. And then we are on our way to Anchorage to kick off the return of the MD-11 here in May 2026 for who knows how much longer. But I'm sure FedEx will do everything they can to keep this airplane going. It serves a very important sort of niche. And served them well. I'm really getting a kick out of this livery. It's come out of the conversion process and hasn't been painted yet. But they had it operating. They had it operating like this. You know, one thing about Fusion and the Fusion Virtual Airline Alliance is they don't have a ton of rules, but most of the rules revolve around flying appropriate liveries and appropriate aircraft. So while you can fly any aircraft from day one, right? It's not like you have to start on small airplanes and bigger airplanes as you get experience. You do have to fly the routes and the aircraft that were flown on the routes, and you have to fly liveries that were appropriate and were actually used. So SID is easy. It's a straight out until we are asked to head to Houston. Memphis traffic, FedEx 19 Heavy will be departing runway 27 Memphis. It'll be a right turn after departure to the north. Alrighty. Here we go. Lights. Camera. Goes an odd stutter. First flight in SU-5 also, so that's kind of exciting. Seems like it's a pretty big update performance and performance-wise especially, so we'll see. Although I've heard some rumblings. There might be some work to do on the performance aspect. We'll arm the auto throttles. Are you ready? Let's go to Anchorage. Three stable engines. Power is set. 108.4. Not much of a D rate today. Airspeed's alive. Here's 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive. Great. You're up. You know, in a lot of ways, this plane is much easier to hand fly, but not in a lot of ways. It's a much easier plane to hand fly when it's heavy than when it's light. All right, up. Direct to Houston. Continue the acceleration. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Little CJ was leaving and was hollering at me. You may have heard her in the background saying goodbye. And we'll move to another direct to Houston. retract. Here we go. Get the taxi light off.
Stabilizer motion.
Memphis traffic, Skywest 3668, departing via 36 Centre, average 80, 5 departure on anti-delong, Memphis.
And Memphis FedEx 19 Heavy.
Stabilizer motion.
We're about 8 miles north of the airport. Jetty departure to the northwest for Memphis. Last call. Alrighty.
Stabilizer motion.
Let's double check the departure. Yep, we've made our turn. We're heading north to Houston, and then on up to Jetty and Odate. So, pretty simple departure today. Here's 1,000 feet. Landing gear's up and lights out. Flats and slats are up and retracted. Spoiler. Auto brake is off and lights out. We'll go ahead and dig them in the back. Let them know if they need to get up and move around or brake the sterile cockpit. Now I'll accelerate. Go to 15 on the dial flap.
Stabilizer motion.
Excellent. All right. After takeoff check is complete. Here we go. Looks good, folks. Memphis to Anchorage. Love it. Now, we set our step climbs in. Right? We did 320, 340, 360. And if we look at our flight plan, we got our type of climb coming up. And there's our step climb sometime after Yega. So about 1616 Zulu. And right now it's 12:49, so about 4 hours into the flight, we'll do a step climb to 340. And then we have a step climb to 360 just before Johnston Point. Which is a little odd. Did the flight plan, did dispatch give us about the same step climb schedule? Let's see. earlier than that. Well, we'll check our using our perf page. Right. It's down the progress. Yeah. Once we get to cruise, we'll check the optimum and then make sure we're in good shape. There's 18,000 feet. We can go to standard, 29 or 9 or 2. And also, it's one last chance to give the systems one more look through, make sure everything is operating as it should, that we don't have to turn back. They're all taking load, they're all producing current. We got good pressure. The pressurization is doing its thing. Fuel page. Everybody's getting fuel, everybody's happy. And then on the config page, we're in good shape there. All right. We are on our way. Okay, so giveaway. Again, thanks to TFDi for giving us a copy of the TFDi MD-11. Today to give away. Love it. You will have a choice of either the passenger variant or the freight variant. There is no purchase necessary. I'd love it if you hit the like and subscribe, though. And then I'll be asking a question at some point during the flight, and you will put the answer to that question in chat, and I will specify the start date and the end date. Or the start will be as soon as it's published, and the end date, the end of the contest, will be a couple days later. And then I'll use any number of, probably my TubeBuddy contest picker, so it will pick out of the comments the correct answer. So, yeah, so that'll be fun. I'll have to come up with a question at some point during the flight. Luckily, I got 6.5 hours to figure it out. So stay tuned. Pay attention to what's going on. I might ask a question about the flight itself. I might ask a trivia question. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I don't know yet. Should be fun. And I'll have to take a look and see when the first FedEx MD-11 flights will be starting. What the schedule is. I think they finally approved the as of a couple days ago. It looks like, yeah, there's a new bearing being produced by Boeing for that engine mount, and it's finally been approved. Yeah, it looks like May. or end of May. So as of a couple days ago, it still wasn't certain, other than it's preparing to reactivate the fleet with that new bearing that's being produced. So hopefully, if it hasn't approved FAA approval, hopefully it does soon, and the MD-11 returns to service. Obviously, there's that SkyWest behind me heading to Minneapolis. Here, I'll bring this over so y'all can see. Just checking out BATSIM radar. Here I am. Here's that SkyWest. It's here. I wonder how many other MD-11s are in the sky today. I always like to look and see what's going on. 263 A320s, right? There's a 320s and 737s are always the most common. But I kind of like flying airplanes that don't get... Oh, there's 18 in the sky right now on BATSIM. Only a couple 306s. Here's the L-1011. A310. Look at only one 727-200 right now. Yeah, there's usually not a lot of MD-80s, although there's usually more 83s and 82s than 88s. Anyway, it's fun. Anyway, we hope to see the MD-11 safely back in the sky soon. And UPS, of course, announced that they are scrapping all of theirs. And FedEx relatively quickly announced that they'd like to keep it going. And Western Global, I guess, has remained pretty quiet on the subject. So those are the three, maybe the three only operators in North America anyway. Could be the only three operators, period. Ooh, excuse me, big yawn. It's early. In any event, like I said, later in the flight, I will ask a question about something that it pertains to the MD-11. Not sure what I'm going to ask yet, but I'll slide that question in at some point. And you'll put your answer in the chat for the video. And the only sort of requirement is that you'll have to open an account at TFDi if you're picked, so that way they can send you the product. All right, well, through 30, on our way up to 32. Get ourselves up to cruise. How the should do a deep dive into the fuel system. It's a pretty interesting fuel system. Now you've got the transfer pumps.
Altitude.
1,000 to go. You've got the transfer pumps to get stuff to that tank, the tail tank. Out of each or actually that's a valve, that's a crossfeed valve. Here it is. Crossfeed. So I guess if you open this, I'll have to study it more. If you open the cross-feed valve, you can then pump it over. And there's this pump as well. So there's 2 for each left tank, 2 pumps, left tank. Okay, you got a pump here, and the transfer pump there. And then this indicates the flow to the engine itself. Pretty cool. Anyway, all right, folks. Just at 32,000 feet, getting to our cruise speed of about Mach 8.2. We've got a pretty heavy headwind going. We're taking 70 knots, almost right on the nose. Well, right at 60 knots, ground speed anyway. Yep, here's our step climb. Optimum and max, so we'll keep an eye on that. And we will plan on executing. I've got it. So what you can do with this plane, with the step climbs, what I started to explain earlier, is on the emit page, you put in your cruise levels. So I've got all 3 in there. And notice I've got the top of the climb here. So what will happen, but notice how it says hold 32,000, because it knows it does not want to do the step climb quite yet. And it's not planning on doing it until I get out by, just past Blue Straw before Goo Dog. At 15:48. So, at that point, in the where it is in the FMS, the step climb, it will then initiate the climb to 340. All right, folks, enjoy the cruise. We will get back with you when we're getting closer to the top of descent. And at some point in here, we'll go ahead and come up with the trivia question to ask for the TFDi MD11 giveaway. We'll talk to you pretty soon. Well, welcome back. 5 hours and 56 minutes. Almost 6 hours into the flight. We are approaching our top of descent, just passing Katat. In fact, let's do a quick time and fuel check at Katat. We will go to our OFP. Whoop, let's view it. Oh, actually, duh, I did it here. I forgot what I was working on here. Katat. Here we are. Katat in about 10 miles. We will go to markup. I think we're running a little behind. We are, so we'll put that in red. I like small. And let's see where we're at once we cross. 8 miles. And we're going to talk about the giveaway here in just a second. So stay tuned for that, for the instructions on how to enter the giveaway. All right, 5 miles. Less than a minute. Our fuel right now is 34.4, so we know we burned quite a bit more fuel than planned. I'm gonna have to check and see if there's a new profile. We shouldn't be that far off for this, only this amount of flight, because our time's pretty close. All right, 1.5 miles when it flips over. Or I'm sorry, we're at Castle. Castle. So we're actually, we're right on time. 5:59, 34.2. $5:59, 34.2. We are red here. 34.2, which is 2.9. So almost 3,000 pounds over. Okay. Luckily we got plenty in reserve. Alright, getting ready for our top of descent. Here's the Johnston Point VOR. And here's how we're going to do this. So, in order to enter the giveaway for the TFDi MD-11, your choice of the passenger or the freight, thanks to TFDi for providing it. I'm going to talk a little bit about it here, then we'll start our descent, and then we'll talk about it a little more later on. But, yeah, it's exciting. You get to choose passenger or freight, and then all TFDi requires is that you register an account on their website, and that's how they'll get the product to you. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Our plan is the Yesca arrival, which is what I filed. So Johnston Point will descend to hit Yesca by 11,000 feet, and then we can descend lower. But at Yesca, we'll continue in, and then we'll vector ourselves around. Right now at Anchorage. I guess we can get a real latest here. Arrival, 7 left and 7 right. We're going to plan on 7 right. And wind 30010, 10 miles visibility, 5,000 scattered, 7,000 broken, 12,000 overcast, temperature 3, dew point 1, altimeter 2967. 2967. Showers distant west and north. Excellent. 7 left, 7 right. Approaches in use. Landing 7 left, 7 right. Departing runway 7 left and tree. Taxiway Quebec is closed. All right, let's look at the airport here. Come on. Taxiway Quebec is closed, and Zulu has some closures. So where's Quebec? There's Romeo. So Zulu is closed. Between Echo and Romeo. And Quebec. Whoop. Let's dial in 11,000 on the FCU, on the GCP, whatever it is on the MD-11. 11,000 and profile to 11,000, so it'll start down once we hit this. Where I'm still looking for Quebec. So it must not be a major one. Quebec. Romeo, Yankee. Yeah, we're planning on landing 7 right, and then we'll turn off. We've got kind of a little bit of a tailwind, so it'll be either be Delta or Charlie. We'll cross the left side, and then we'll taxi back via Romeo to the FedEx ramp. But I don't see Quebec, just this closure. Oh, right here. So what's it say again? I guess it's just Quebec is closed. Yep. So we can go mark. We can go freehand. And we've got our thick line, red, and we can go bloop, 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 bloop. There we go. Oh, we got an auto ATC message. Descend via the Peters 3 arrival, Anchorage, altimeter 2967. I'm not on the Peters 3, I'm on the Yeska 6. I'm already on it, so I'm going to stay on the Yeska 6 for now. Okay. Cool. Yeska 6, hide. Oh, there's somebody coming off. There's a FedEx climbing through 35,000 feet. 900 feet below me, climbing right into me. Attaboy. Thanks. Dude, seriously? What in the world? Where is he? Off my right wing. He's behind me now. No factor, but there he is. That was a little close. I thought he was going to be a lot closer to that. Down we go. That is FedEx 94 heading to Oakland. Down we go. We shall we talked about that, and then we're going to be setting up for the ILS runway 7 right. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Kind of caught me by surprise. We're going to be heading through an overcast here, so let's get the engine anti-ice on. Oh, I forgot. It's in auto. So, never mind. What are we doing here? We're going to talk about the approach. Yeska 6. So, once we come off of Yeska, we'll come a little closer in. I'll vector us around. We've got Elias in the FMC. We will come around the downwind, turn right to Elias, to 2,000 feet, descend to 1,600 feet, or intercept the localizer, whichever makes more sense. We will at 1,600 feet. Thule at 1,600 feet, glide slope intercept. Take it all the way down to 332. Oh, too far. My goodness. 332. Acceleration, I'm blasting right through what I need. All right, 332. There we go. Which is 200 feet over the ground. Okay, sounds good. Our missed approach will be 780 feet, then a right turn to 3,000, outbound on the 230 degree Anchorage VOR out to Jukep and hold. So we shall plan on doing that. Weather's not low. We do have a little bit of a tailwind landing. Wind, let's bring that back up. The wind landing 7 right, 300 at 10, which means we have a tailwind. Luckily, it tells us right here also. Crosswind of 8, tailwind of 6, within limits. And that's what we planned on our performance calculation. We'll need about 8,000 or 9,000 feet, 9,000 feet to land. So it sounds like we got plenty because we got about 12. We're following this Alaska, and Alaska, it's 7, I assume it's 737. Yep. 737-700, that's coming in from Juneau. Out ahead of us, we are on the CTAF frequency of 118.3. 118.3. And we got Unicom on the right side, and I think we are ready to go. We got the radar running, so we got a little bit of precipitation around us. It's showing up a little heavier here than on my ground-based radar I'm using on VATSIM radar. It's all level 1, some level 2 stuff. One nice thing is I can see what radio they're tuned to. They're on 118.3, 118.3, so they are on the CTAF frequency, so that's good. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're on 22.8. Not as good. Although he may not be on CTAF yet because he's not below 10,000 feet. All right. But that's why I like to have them both up, so I can hear anybody, and I can always switch over and transmit on the second. Okay, so the giveaway. Here's, like I was saying, rule number 1, or rule number 1, condition number 1 for entering is that I need you to subscribe and click that like button for this video. Those are the first 2 conditions. So when I pick the winner, I will look to I will look to see that you're a subscriber, and I will have wanted you to like the video. So let's do that to begin with. And I want you to think about what your favorite or desired MD-11 flight you'd like to see on the channel. So operator, route. Make sense? Like and subscribe, give me the operator route, and then there's one more piece, so don't send that in yet. There's one more piece. I'll talk about it when we're closer to the approach. But think about what you'd like to see. Now, of course, there's, you know, ideally there'll be a livery for it available. Hopefully third-party scenery. Oh, we got a little rainbow going. Hopefully third-party scenery for it, so it's nice. But think about what route you'd like to see flown in the MD-11 and with what operator. Okay, coming up on Yeska. There's 18,000 feet, 29 or 67, I believe. Yep, 2967, 17,000 feet. I'll bring our runway turn off lights on. See this charming old livery? All right, let's do the in-range checklist. Altimeter's 2967, set left and center. Windshield anti-ice is on. Seatbelt sign is coming on. Lights are as required. We'll check the status page. Seatbelts and harnesses are on. Status page is clear. In-range checklist complete. I love that FedEx has an in-range checklist. It's very old school. With the tailwind, we're going to plan on a flaps 50 landing. No style points for smooth landing. We'll get her down, get her stopped. And the runway, they've had some showers in the area, so we'll call the runway wet. So that puts us at that 9,000 foot mark. All right, let's turn the radar off. Let's go to terrain.
Good shot, Anchorage traffic, Alaska 55 on the downwind for right for Anchorage.
That was really loud. That was at Alaska. Anchorage traffic, FedEx 19 heavy. We're about, call it 25 miles southeast on the Yeska arrival. We'll be setting up for the Alice 7 right at Anchorage. 1,000 to go. After Yeska, we can descend to 8,000. And the reason I know that, even though it is not on the SID per se, let's go to this one, is because the MSA here is 8,300 feet. So we'll call it 8,300 feet. There's Yeska. We'll call it 9,000 feet. Oh no, I can do 83.
Altitude.
8,300 feet. All right. Slowing to 245 knots. Descending to 8,300 feet. Going up on 10. Landing lights coming on. Love the Alaska scenery. Went to Anchorage last summer, had a great time. Great plane spotting, by the way. And my daughter, who typically is 16 and typically doesn't like anything that we suggest, loved Anchorage. She wants to go back to Alaska. So that's pretty cool. We're going to plan a trip.
Altitude.
1,000 to go. 74 degrees. All right. Let's flip over to our takeoff and approach page. There's our VAP 50 land. VAP at 157. It's pretty fast.
Good traffic left. 55 and starting to recognize the second light. Anchorage.
Anchorage traffic, FedEx 19 heavy, turning the right downwind, runway 7 right. Alright, we're on the right downwind, 7 right, route over the water. We will let's slow it down a little bit too. It's about 210 knots. .210. Love the cloud effects in GFX. FGX? Shoot, now I forgot the name of it. It's brand new. GFX. Yeah. Love the cloud effects. It's the first time in the sim we've had going through clouds feel like you get that you get that sense of speed that you get. Why isn't Alaska showing up on my TCAS? Look at that wind too. Let's go to 240. Let's widen out a little bit. It's really pushing
Anchorage
us
traffic,
in.
Alaska 65, landing 7 right. It's currently 6 miles. Anchorage.
You should see him out there.
Stabilizer motion.
Bring out the slats. Slants are extended. IANC. Localizer is received. Let's go down to 2,000. Approach. Briefing's complete. Altimeter's 2967. Minimums are set. Radios tuned and identified. Approach checklist complete. 1,600 feet. We'll begin our right base, or yeah, right base. Anchorage traffic, FedEx 19 Heavy, turning right base, runway 7 right.
2,500. Altitude.
Anchorage traffic, Connie 917, taxiing runway 33 via Echo Lima, Anchorage traffic.
Let's go to 180. Left 15. Slowing to 180. 75 is my inbound. Keep the turn going. 45. Land, armed.
Good traffic, that's 65 vacated, Golf, taxiing Golf Echo to Charlie 1.
Alright, the Alaska 65 has landed. Here's our loc. We're going to medium auto brakes. We're going to arm the speed brakes. Anchorage traffic, FedEx 19 Heavy, about a 1-3 mile final, runway 7 right. Alright, wee woo, 1600. We're good. We are just waiting on glide slope to bring out the rest of our flaps and bring our gear down. Well, it did not turn out to be such a bad day. I mean, there's some rain showers around, but the forecast made it sound a little worse.
Anchorage traffic, Connie 917, departing 33 Anchorage traffic.
Connie, is it a 747? Yeah. Going to Memphis. Kalita. Some boat traffic. Alright, at Tully, we should see the glide slope start coming alive. Maybe? Perhaps? Hello? I guess I got all red on the pappy. Here it comes. Gear down. Laps 28. Speed checks. FedEx 19 Heavy, 5 mile final, 7 right, Anchorage. Laps 35. Speed checks. Let's bring it back. 157. Flaps 50.
Stabilizer motion.
Huh, why didn't we capture? Alright. No worries. Flight director off. We'll catch back up.
Stabilizer motion.
No worries at all. Before landing checklist. Lights are on, spoilers armed, auto brakes medium. Gears down, forward rate.
Stabilizer motion.
I could switch over to the left side, but technically I'm too low for that.
500.
Huh, I had the land armed and everything.
400. Approaching minimum. 300.
Sync rate.
Stabilizer motion.
Correcting. Sync rate, check.
Sync rate.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Spoilers are out. Reverser's green. Well, that was kind of messy, but functional. 80 knots. Coming out of reverse. We'll exit here on Delta. Anchorage traffic, FedEx-19 heavy. We're clearing runway 7 right at Delta. We're going to cross 7 left. Cross 7 left here on Delta. And we'll turn left on Kilo. All right, folks, so here's what we're going to do on that contest. So once again, tell me, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, give the channel a like, and then tell me what route, what operating route you would like to see flown with the MD-11 anywhere in the world. I would prefer that there be a livery available for it, and also prefer that there's third-party scenery, although neither's a requirement. But I'd like it to be a real-world route. You know, so not like, you know, LaGuardia to Santo Dumont or something weird like that. So a real-world, historic MD-11 route. And then there's a hashtag I want you to use. Hashtag TFDi winner. So hashtag T.
Anchorage traffic, FedEx 108 heavy, taxi to runway 7 left. Anchorage.
Winner. Right? Hashtag TFDi winner. Is what I'd like to see. We'll go over that again. Who's taxiing to 7 left? Anchorage traffic, FedEx 19 heavy. With the traffic going to the 7s, we're going to stay on Kilo, cross runway tree, and then taxi north on Yankee. We'll get the APU running. So when I was plane spotting here at Anchorage, this is exactly what I saw. I saw arrivals were coming up north on Yankee, which is sort of across 3-3, as the departures were coming down Romeo on the east side of 3-3 to get to the 7s. And I assume that's what this guy's going to do. Yeah, he's coming out now. He's in a 777. Anchorage traffic, FedEx 19 heavy. We're crossing runway tree at Kilo.
Anchorage traffic, FedEx 108 heavy, crossing 33 at Tango.
FedEx, you're going to be coming southbound on Yankee then?
That's correct.
I announced what I was doing.
I figured you'd be traveling north on Romeo.
Nah, I announced coming up north on Yankee. That's typically how it's done in real life here. But that's fine. I'll hold here at Tree, and you can come down on Yankee.
My apologies for that. I actually haven't... I didn't know the real-world operation.
Nah, that's cool. No worries.
And clear of 3-3.
All right. Well, we'll hang out here. You know what? I might be able to make that turn. Let's give it a go. And at Anchorage, FedEx 19. I think we can make the turn. We're gonna make the right turn here on Kilo and head north on Romeo. Let's see if we can here. I always forget how far forward of the main gear we are. So it's actually not nearly as close as you think. Yep, no, that worked. All right, cool. FedEx 108. Have a nice flight to Memphis 108. I left the breadcrumbs for you. You should be able to find your way.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Let's just go to spot 10. FedEx ramp. Stand 10. No follow me.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can make it there for the F&O.
Oh, I didn't even check to see if there was one. Well, have fun if there is. All right. All right, that's cool. I didn't realize there was the FNO tonight was in Memphis. Yeah, Memphis in May. Cool.
Anchorage traffic, FedEx 108 Heavy, taking off runway 7 left, Anchorage.
That's cool. Well, maybe I'll join that tonight at the Airbus 306. I got one sitting in Harrisburg ready to come back to Memphis. So I think I will do that. That'll be fun. All right, I think we've cooled down enough. We got the APU running. Let's shut down number 2. And we'll do the right turn on Tango.
Anchorage traffic, Pacific 7260 Heavy, taxiing to runway 7 left via Echo and Kilo. Anchorage.
There's uniform. Here's Tango. Here's Tango, and we're going to park in spot 10, which is out on the edge. And then once we park, I'll go over the entry rules one more time. Or, not really the rules, but you know what I mean. Alrighty. Got the radar off. Transponder. We can turn back to TA or off of TARA. Should have done that when I cleared the runway actually. APU is on. Lights are as required. Oh, I always forget trim too. Trim we can set to 3 units up. Some stuttering. Not typical for me in the TFDi or with the scenery. I wonder if it's an SU5 thing. And get the taxi light off. And we'll make the turn in.
Anchorage, traffic Pacific 7260, crossing runway 33 at Kilo.
Not quite there yet. Bam. Brake is set. APU air is on. And we'll shut down the other two. Get the seatbelt sign off. Turn the anti-ice off. Thank you for very good parking. And we shall do the deboarding. And we'll offload this jet. All right, so remember, hit like and subscribe. And then give me a comment and tell me what real-world historic
Anchorage, traffic Pacific 7260 heavy, lining up runway 7 left for departure.
What real-world historic MD-11 route, operator and route you'd like to see with that hashtag I told you about earlier. And hashtag, and then a certain saying. And I will choose the winner. The contest is going to run between the time this is released until, let's call it Friday the 8th of May at 2000 Zulu. Friday the 8th of May, 2000 Zulu. I'm going to make a note of that. Friday, May 8, 2000 Zulu. And that's when I will pick the winner, and the winner will be announced on the very next video. So how exciting is that? Win yourself a copy of this wonderful TFDi MD-11. Your choice of freighter or passenger version. And you can even go to the TO and pick up this awesome livery, although there are some great liveries included with it in the TFDi livery shop as well. So good luck. Thanks. And I'm so thrilled TFDi has given me the opportunity to do this to my with my small but fun little channel. So enjoy. I'm CJ. I am your Classic Jet Sim pilot. And until next time, keep the shiny side up, will you? We'll see ya.